office.
Okay, we'll call our meeting to order and start with the pledge. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we have one thing on our agenda today, to consider a road use agreement with NextEra Energy. Did you guys all have a chance to review the agreement that was emailed out to us?
Yeah. Yeah, and I think it's a good standard. I wish, but almost to the point where we should not go backwards with some other construction projects in the country, or in the county, but certainly
Next time.
And this,
Black Hills is what I'm thinking.
to be clear, this is the road use agreement that was developed after the Black Hills
Yeah.
and developed by the county attorney's office. So it's, at this point, what we consider to be the standard county road use agreement. And it's consistent with other counties like Converse. Matter of fact, I think that was a significant starting point for this, was the Converse version.
Yeah, it looks really good. Looks very good.
It covers Windmill Road, East Bear Creek Road, Range Road, South CS Road, North Pioneer Road, South Pioneer Road, South Baker Road, South Meeker Road, Horton Road, North County Line Road, South County Line Road, JJ Road, East Hellbaum Road, Slater Road, East Haverly Road, Moon Road, and Diamond Road.
And the major purpose, well, there's multiple, but at this stage, the major purpose is for bonding requirements. So the agreement requires that a bond at $30,000 a mile for gravel roads and $500,000 a mile for paved roads. And so that way, if there was some sort of damage, that bond would be able to cover reclamation of all roads that are subject. In this agreement, there is a caveat that if county permit's received, if it's approved, there would have to be one more time at the table where a finalized road list was established, where they would come and guarantee certain roads.
So we could add roads to this list before we got to.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought I seen a dollar amount in there on chip seal on one of those first drafts,
There were no chip seal roads, so they just.
but there's none down there. That's
Yeah.
what, that was my point. There weren't any chip seal roads
So
there.
that came out.
And
Okay,
that, again, that's just a product of the standard agreement that, standard agreement lays that out, but it wasn't necessary in this one.
So 39.5 miles of gravel road and 22.2 miles of pavement.
Yeah.
it looks like this is something that could be used going forward if it had to be, anywhere else.
It should be.
What's that?
It should be,
Yeah,
certainly.
yeah.
So unless you guys have any changes or concerns, I would consider it a motion.
Sorry, can I add one quick thing about it?
Sure.
So I do want to be clear but perfect timing. So really a driving factor in the timing of this is to allow for some filing for impact assistance funding. Part of our impact assistance fund is for road and bridge cost of government. This, and if I'm misspeaking, please, this would be able to use to explain to the council that the request for impact assistance funds are all of the roads outside of these, because these roads are specifically being taken care of in a road use agreement. So before the council even questions our road and bridge number, they know that it's lower than they might expect because the reclamation is taken care of through road use agreement. So this was really driven by our requirement to have everything submitted soon.
Soon, and Rex is going, yes.
Yeah, our pre-hearing testimony is due by November 3rd. And so obviously got to put that in on Monday. I hate to dodge or push deadlines like that, so we're pushing for today. This is something that was negotiated with NextEra, and they are signing it today. And if you guys approve it, then of course we'll include it and send in our stuff today. Again, this covers the roads that may be directly impacted by the construction. And the roads are listed. They will be posting the appropriate bond. Before construction starts, we'll video all the roads, see what their condition is in. Then they're responsible for all maintenance and upkeep during the 20-month period. When we get done, we'll go back and take a look. If there's anything needs to be fixed, they fix it. But as Malcolm said, the rest of the roads in the county, we are requesting impact assistance based upon the cost of government to cover whatever else is beyond the construction area.
Does that include, so the way it reads is they would have a contractor maintaining the roads? Is that, am I understanding it correctly? Or is it us and they would pay us back?
No, they're responsible for it. That's not to say that sometime down the road, I don't know what type of the relationship it's gonna be. My goal is just to make sure that they're responsible.
Yes.
And whether we do it, I would assume they'd hire a contractor, but if we do it, we get paid for it. They're
Okay.
responsible for all the upkeep.
That's what I was gonna ask, is that if it takes away from our other responsibilities in other places of the county, then is that what we're asking for impact assistance funding for? But that's not the case.
No.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Cleared it up.
Do you have a question?
It kind of relates to Ian's, I think. I'm not sure I understand that, because if the roads right now are in disrepair, does that mean they will bring them up to standard before they start using them as well? Is that in there?
I would assume that they'll bring it up to the standard necessary for them to be able to use it.
Is that-
We're not
is that
we're not
in there?
obligated to do anything. We're giving them or allowing them the use of the roads under their present condition. If they have to improve them in order to satisfy their transportation needs, so be it. But we are not obligated to do anything. That right now, we're gonna take a video of the roads, that's the way they are. If they wanna improve them, great.
But they have to be in as good a shape as they are currently after the project is done.
Exactly.
So if they're in rough shape now, they could be in rough shape when the project is done.
Couple more questions?
Has the county looked at the traffic plan that they have in their permit application?
So Rex and his team has worked with NextEra to identify the roads and the roads that they're gonna use, and that's where we got the agreement, and that's where we got those
Yeah.
mileages on those roads.
One of the things I had a question on was, I live just around the corner from Windmill Road, and that's not a very heavily traveled road at all. For the first mile and a half, maybe south of Windmill, there are 3 houses on it. Other than that, it's just a few ranch owners that are participants in the wind turbine project, they're leaseholders that own land on both sides of that outside. I noticed, I drove down there today and I hadn't been down through there in a while. It's been redone. I mean, for years, that was a mud pit. And it's been redone all the way from Teeters, north of Teeters, actually, all the way down with millings. Was that done in preparation for NextEra, or was that just the benefit of the ranch owners that?
That was an agreement that we had with YDOT for several years. They were doing some highway construction.
Okay.
And at the Road and Bridge, we keep a pretty good relationship with them. So
yeah.
the stuff that's happening on I-25 right now, some of those millings are gonna go down to South Cap.
Okay.
Has nothing to do with the wind farms. It was just, that agreement had been made years ago and they finally got to
Okay.
the project.
Okay.
And Windmill was where we identified a good location to get them, to get that mud pit cleaned up, and also convenience for where they were bringing all the mills.
So YDOT just trucked them out there instead of hauling them away and
Correct.
they spread them?
Yep.
Okay,
So,
well,
yeah, we did.
it's a great
Yeah.
improvement. One thing I did notice, when you're looking at hauling turbine blades, you have to think three-dimensionally, not just two-dimensionally. It's not just radius on corners, but it's also the radius over hills and in low areas because of the length. And for a Vestas V90 turbine, which is a little bit smaller and has a little bit shorter blades, you have to have a 200-meter radius vertically, or they'll scrape bottom or dig a tip in. And that stretch down through there looks like it's, it's hilly and there's some that may not meet that requirement. So from the conversation I'm hearing here, they will regrade and make those improvements, not at
Yeah.
county
Yeah.
expense, correct?
If there's a radius like you're talking about that they can't float over
Yeah.
without dragging bottom, then that's up to them to fix.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that tax money wasn't gonna go into.
No, and to even be more clear about that, that's up to us to allow them to do that,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So they need to ask if they need to change anything. But to quote something I'm very well known for, I really don't care if they have a radius they can't deal with. That means that that's their problem
Sure,
and not
yeah.
ours. And so this agreement does that. It says, that's your problem. We are not paying to fix your problem.
yeah, and I haven't had access to the agreement to read
No,
it, so I just wanted to bring that up because I know the road, and I know that in the past, prior to the millings, that road would be impassable after every thunderstorm.
So the other thing with this is that it also, there's a clause in there that goes over erosion, so if there is erosion on the road from a rain event or whatever, that's their responsibility to reclaim that portion of the road.
Yeah, and widening the 3 cattle guards, cutting corners, getting, All the
Anything they
obstructions out
need
of
to
the way.
do is on them.
they have to have that, agreements with landowners to cut onto their property and everything.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jill,
Just a quick question, are bridges included in this and also the power poles that are sometimes on the corners of different things? Who would be moving those? The NextEra, or is that connected to the REA or?
so
'Cause
we
we
don't,
haul pivots, so we know what it's like to pull a long piece of equipment.
we don't have anything to do with the power poles. That would be between them.
Okay, so then what you're saying is then they would have a contract with the REA, is that correct?
I would suppose
I
if they
would
need to
suppose.
move one or raise a line, or that would be on them.
Okay, because to get around some of those corners, they won't make it with the thing. And also on bridges, I didn't get a chance to see all the roads. Is there any bridges on any of those that would cause a problem?
Not that I'm aware of.
They're listed.
They have to abide by any height, weight restrictions, just like they would if they were coming down I-25. That was one of the things that we put in there.
Okay, thank you.
Do you guys have any other questions?
One more, Daniel. Well, actually, Terry has her hand up first.
Go ahead.
Okay, on page, I think it's 1542, it's talking about the Slater Road, so the Slater Highway, and that goes into gravel and everything.
Uh-huh.
And it says no primary roads, sure, no primary roads intersect this highway, although there's several residential and field access driveways and gravel
Pioneer.
county roads.
Pioneer Road does intersect.
Yes, so I'm wondering, you guys had a list up here. Is that for public? I mean, I would love to get a list because you're saying Moon and Haverly and Pioneer. Because I've not seen where the blades coming off of Slater are actually gonna make it. I don't know that path. So I'm wondering, can I get a copy of that?
I don't even know, we don't even know what their haul route's gonna be.
Because 54% of the turbine blade trips are gonna be coming off of Slater, and 46% of them are gonna be coming off of Bear Creek Windmill. So there's gonna be more turbines coming off of Slater exit than south of Chugwater. So there's gonna be a lot of traffic out that way.
Well, that Slater Road is state maintained all the way to Pioneer. That's state highway. So that'll be something I'll have to work out with them.
Mhm. But I mean, they're not recognizing no primary roads intersect this highway. But I did see Moon Road and Haverly Road and Pioneer, which
The
I'm
beauty of
just
this,
curious where
Haverly
you're going.
Haverly is not intersected.
the beauty of this agreement is it does not restrict us to a set of roads, or it only restricts them to a section of, or a set of roads, right?
Mhm.
And so if they would like to use it, and to be honest with you, that is completely their problem. I don't work for NextEra, and so I don't try and solve their problems for them, right?
Mhm.
And so
But-
however they would like to get out there is, they can use this set of roads
Mhm.
we've got listed, and they'll maintain them. But we're not in the logistics business, and I'm not gonna solve that problem for them.
Of how many farms they might be
Right, you
driving
guys
by.
might end up hiring on for them to solve the problem for them. It seems like you guys, I mean, seriously, you might advise them on which roads to use.
And it also includes if there's any other roads that we have identified in the future, that we can add those to the agreement too.
So we can get a copy of that list of roads?
I would assume there'd be a.
Because I have not seen that list until today.
Right.
And I would like it,
And
I
this
would
is,
like
this
it.
is our road use agreement with them.
Mhm.
And this is what we're doing to protect our interest in our roads.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know which roads they're gonna use and how many loads are gonna go down each road, but we wanna make sure that any road that they go down is protected.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a public document, so we
Yeah.
have access to it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Mike.
The philosophy behind this road agreement is that although they identified in their application 3 primary roads to use, and they really don't know for sure how the traffic is gonna be at this point in time. And so I was instructed, and Malcolm and everybody working together, what we did is we went in and identified all the county roads within the area that could be impacted, and went to include all of those roads, all county roads, not Slater. Slater's paved road, but that's YDOT. And so we tried to pick up all the roads that we thought that might be impacted by this project. And they're included, including their general location and their length, okay? NextEra cooperated with that very greatly, and so we've identified that. But if we get down the road and we find out, or they find out that, hey, maybe they need to use a different road, or maybe they need another road on the west side of I-25, then before they use it, we'll get together and figure out the program. So all of our roads in this project area are covered and taken care of.
Speaking to road safety and specifically signage, so yeah, Slater up to Pioneer and just a little past is state, but once it hits gravel, it is all our responsibility. And we don't actually have any speed limit signage on Slater for the duration all the way into Goshen. Is there a plan to make sure that we can have some better signage out on Slater? Also, same with Haverly, same with Moon. There is no signage on any of those roads, and I just know how fast those cattle trucks come whizzing by, 60 plus miles an hour. Like, which I know is well above county regulation on any dirt road. So I would really like to
Chris,
see.
you wanna address that?
Yes,
So yeah, Chris,
Understood.
we actually talked about this at the beginning of the year. Don't expect you to remember that.
No, I do. You, dog, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
appreciate it.
So, yeah, no, I remember, and we did get a sign grant from the state. So I have like 605 signs sitting at the shop right now. We've been slowly starting to get those put out.
But I know it takes time.
Yeah, so, but we are gonna start putting out a lot more signs. I got speed limit signs to keep us very busy for a long time. So deer patching sucked up a lot of my time this summer in asphalt roads. The signs are our next big ticket, and we'll get out there and start putting signs up. Because I know
And
a lot of county roads are lacking.
Yeah.
Especially speed limit signs.
Yeah.
And we've talked with the sheriff's office a little bit. They're gonna start trying to work out in a little bit and try and keep an eye on some of that. Because yeah, they do fly down there.
And you already started the process of installing those signs, and,
Yes, sir.
because I know 2 new signs appeared on my road just recently.
Yes, sir.
First ones to go.
As long as people quit stealing our stop signs, that'd be great.
So, and that
Oh,
one,
dear.
that didn't have anything to do with the project, it was.
Well, no, but it has a lot to do with the project. If, I mean, cattle truck's one thing, but when we have whole blades coming up over those
Yes.
roads, and they're traveling in excessive speeds, not only is the erosion on the road going to be incredible, and knowing what it takes to blade a road and how much time that is, that's a massive investment. Glad to hear that they're going to be covering that for themselves, but, I mean, our county also does an exceptional job of maintaining our gravel. And I would hate to see it destroyed to any degree that like excessive weight over a long period of time, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of trips, potentially every week on these roads. I don't wanna see that damaged, not just because it's my driveway, but also because these are our roads and we actually have good roads, cause I drive in the Goshen. No offense, so.
Yeah, appreciate it. And while there might not be speed limits posted, there is speed limits for every county road. And so,
Understood,
in
but
theory-
these people aren't going to be our people.
In
And so they're coming
theory-
in and I wanna make sure there's signage so they know what the expectation is.
in theory, the sheriff will be out there and enforcing it, right?
And we've asked
There are a
for,
lot of theories though, Ian, and so I'm just asking for those assurances. No,
Right here.
I'm just saying, like, I'm just asking for those assurances that at
Right-
least we
right
have
here.
the proper signage.
so in our impact assistance request, we have addressed more overtime for sheriff's deputies so that we can patrol in those areas.
Good.
Spend more time down there.
Hopefully, so the one thing that has changed is that there is a new sheriff in town, right? So, that can change also.
Well, that's fine. I'm just asking that we have the proper signage out there. That's important to me.
I can see, yes, and we are working on it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, I would accept a motion.
Where is the, can you bring it up, Malcolm? I moved to accept and allow the chairman to sign a 2025 roadway use agreement between Platte County, Wyoming and Chugwater Energy Center LLC and Chugwater Wind LLC.
Second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to approve and allow the chairman to sign the 2025 road use agreement between Platte County and the Chugwater Wind LLC. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Motion carries.
Yeah, Daniel, I live on Normandy,
Yeah,
and when they go by my house, well, I say they, when people, you know, because I've seen an uptick in traffic there tremendously in the last 4 or 5 years. And I'm like, I don't know where these people are coming or going from. It's not like it was 10 years ago.
right.
You know, the better the road is, the faster they go. Because they'll, you know, sometimes, I've told my grandkids, you don't even get out of the driveway. You know, because they're like 7 and 9, you don't even leave this driveway.
Yeah.
And it's just not cattle trucks, it's people with
Oh, no, it's
funny
all
colored
sorts, I
license
understand.
plates flying down the road like,
Mhm.
okay.
Yep.
But that's been going on there since I was a kid. Dad said one time he was gonna drop a moldboard plow in the road at an angle and say, deal with that. But then the county guy said, John, you better not do that.
Okay, having no further business, I will consider ourselves adjourned. Thank you.
Yes, sir.